Hello YouTube. Today we're going to talk about the Woojer support that I consider is the strongest in the game, and that is going to be Guan Yu. He has a very strong kit. He has pretty good lane clear. He has sustain. He has a lot of stuff to bring to the table, and as far as Woojer sports go, he's really strong. So let's go ahead and get into this build. When you're looking to start off Guan Yu, you really have two options. Bluestone Pendant, which is my preferred option if you can. It gives you a ton of mana regen. That mana regen is going to let you use your heal more often. You can heal. You can hit the minions with your heal. It actually really helps your lane push having the heal for your minions. The second option is if you feel like you're going to get outpushed anyway. There's not many characters in the game that can outpush Guan Yu. Sylvanas would be one of them. That's about it. Guan Yu is very strong. I mean, assuming that they don't have like a Rama ADC or something for the early game, you know. As far as other supports go, he's one of the best lane clears in the game as long as it doesn't get interrupted. If you feel like you're not going to be able to do that though, you can go ahead and grab Mark of the Vanguard. Still really good, still really strong. I'm still not a fan of Watcher's Gift. It does give 5 MP5 like the Bluestone Pendant. It gives 100 health, this gives 90 health. This basically, the passive is better for Guan Yu, giving you that missing mana. You're going to find more benefit from this passive than you are from a couple extra gold, honestly. Moving into your boot, you have two options. Reinforced Greaves, not bad, kind of tanky, a little bit of damage, bada bing, bada boom. Warrior Tabi, I like these more if I can. The physical power really helps your early game damage. It keeps your damage pretty strong on a support even up until about the 10-minute mark. And right about that point is when you start getting tanky stuff. You know, you get your Sovereignty or your Hide or your whatever, your Heartward Amulet, any of that stuff. The extra physical power I find really synergizes well with Guan Yu's 3 and Ultimate, which do very large amounts of damage towards the earlier parts of the game. Of course, your main build, you're looking at the same kind of concept of items. Sovereignty, Hide of the Urchin, a Magi's Blessing, a Breastplate of Valor. Breastplate of Valor, one of these items I'm actually throwing in builds right now on Guan Yu quite a lot. Cooldown on Guan Yu is absolutely amazing. It's completely underrated. If you can find a way to get 25% plus cooldown reduction on Guan Yu, and then you use your heal in your 2 properly, you're going to have so much cooldown, and you're going to be spamming your heal on your team, doing thousands of healing, really doing ridiculous amounts of healing on Guan Yu, more than even Ra's in team fight situations. As far as damage items go, if you're going to get a damage item, you're looking for cooldown, so Jotun's Wrath, or you're looking for a very late game Void Shield because you have a Kali Mercury on your team, or something where you have a lot of physical damage and you're trying to get the penetration. Pretty much you're not building damage items post Warrior Tabi if you build that anyway. You're just building straight tank items. Heartward Amulet, of course, another viable option. I don't have it on here. Usually you get that towards the later part of the game because it gives you HP and magical protections and not physical protections, which you need for the early game. Situational defense items. Midgard melee have a lot of attack speed. Same thing with Witchblade. Pestilence, they have a lot of healing. Spirit Robe, I really like to work in the build if you can. Synergizes really well with Breastplate of Valor. This will give you full 40% cooldown reduction. You're very tanky against physical damage. If they only have, like, say, a raw middle, that's all their magical damage besides their support. I like to build a lot of physical defense items. I find that building really heavy physical defense is working a lot better than building hybridy, because most teams are running straight physical damage teams right now. As far as actives go, Wrath of the Gods. I like Heavenly Agility a lot in Guan Yu. Helps bring some focus to the team fight. You can get your team fight out. You can get your team fight in. It's a way to bring some more stuff to your team. Of course, other options being Weakening if you have to get it. You know, if they have Raw Sylvanas, you just got to get Weakening because you don't have a choice. That's what we do as support. That's our job. Moving into our abilities. Well, a pretty cool passive for Guan Yu. Basically, as you get hit, your heal will start to heal more and more and more until you hit a cap point where your heal will do 2 times more healing than it does normally, right? So what is your heal? Your heal is your conviction. This is the skill that you're typically going to rank up second on support. A lot of people will probably think you'd rank it up first, but you don't. You rank it up second. Why is that? Because we rank up Talu Assault first. This is your lane clear. This is your damage. It's protection, shred, / steal. So basically, you're going to be smacking him with a 3. It's a channeled skill. You're like, bah, 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 bah. Anyway, you're channeling that skill, you're doing a lot of damage, has a lot of scaling, and you're stealing protections. So you're hitting them, they lose protections, you're gaining protections. Protections don't last for that long, 3 seconds, but the point is it's really good at clearing the wave because it knocks back minions, you can group up the melees and the archers, okay? Fantastic. You rank that skill to max first. At level 2, you're either going to get your Warrior's Will or your Conviction. I like to get Conviction if possible, but sometimes you have to get your Getaway skill. So your Getaway skill is Warrior's Will. It's a short dash, does a little bit of damage. It slows, which is really nice. But the big thing is if you hit an enemy god with it, it reduces all of your cooldowns by 2 seconds. Alright, that's big. So keep that in mind. If we hit Warrior's Will on a god, it reduces all cooldowns by 2 seconds. Now if we look at our heal, we're healing. This is the skill you rank up second. You get up your heal up to 170. You can spam it pretty fast. If you hit an allied god with your heal, not including yourself, it reduces it by 2 seconds. This means that if you hit your heal and your Warrior's Will, that's 4-second cooldown reduction on a 10-second cooldown heal. That's now 6-second cooldown. By the time you use all your skills, that means it's down to about 4 seconds. That means if you have full cooldown, that means your skills are back up again. Right? 40% cooldown. We're looking at a 6-second cooldown. You pop both your skills, that's 4 seconds, that means 2-second cooldown, but it takes you about 2 seconds to use all those 2 skills anyway, which means your skills are back up again and you can just rinse and repeat. Bop, 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 bop. Dash heal, dash heal, dash heal, dash heal. Really good, really mana hungry, which is why I love the breastplate because it gives you a ton of mana. It's all coming together. So you rank up this skill second, you rank up your Warrior's Will last, of course, and every time you're available, you rank up your ultimate. Really cool ultimate. Cavalry Charge does a ton of damage, highest base damage ult in the game, I believe. I definitely for support, 100%. You get on a horse and you swing. Every time you hit somebody, it does damage. Every consecutive hit that you do does 20% more damage, which means by the very end of this, you're doing a ton of damage, right? It also slows people when you hit them, and when the ultimate ends, or you can right-click and end it early, it'll stun for 1.5 seconds. Quick note on Guan Yu's ultimate. If you hold down W, you go faster. If you hold down S, you go slower. Very important. A lot of people don't think you can control the movement speed. Almost all the time you're holding your back button, in my case S, and that way you slow down the ultimate so you can stay right on somebody because you slowed them when you hit them by 25%. And so you have to slow down yourself as well. Alright, couple matchups for Guan Yu here. We're going to think about this. Let's go ahead and look at some of these other gods. Look at some of these guardians. So some quick matchups, right? Ares, not that big of a deal. You cannot lane clear him. Athena, huge problem. You do not win lane against Athena. You would think you would. You do not. She can taunt you out of your lane clear. You don't have any lane clear. That sucks. Bacchus. Bacchus is an interesting matchup. Used to be in favor of Guan Yu because you can't be knocked up in your 3. But now that you can get your stun so early on Bacchus because of how much meter you get from Chug, it's going to be an interesting matchup depending on if he can burp you out of your 3 in time. Should still go in the favor of Guan Yu though, pretty like 80-20. Cabrakan, you're not facing a Cabrakan, doesn't matter. Geb, 100% you destroy him. Guan Yu destroys Geb, not even close. Geb gets destroyed. Why is that? Geb's lane clear is a knockup. You can't be knocked up in Talon Assault. Boom, you got it. Hades, you're not going against Hades. You're not going against Kumba. Sobek's an interesting matchup. You should win against Sobek. Same thing. Tail Whip does not knock you up out of your lane clear, so you're good. Sylvanas is not easy. Sylvanas still has more lane push than you if he has the purple buff, which he should. So you just kind of play back. It's not a big deal. Nobody really wins. And Ymir is another losing matchup because he can freeze you out of your Talon Assault and you lose all your lane clear. Just the same concept with Athena.